This is News 3 at 6.
State schools, state offices, area schools and businesses are all closed tomorrow because of the extreme cold.
Yeah, parts of the Midwest could hit minus 60-degree wind chills tonight into tomorrow. We have live team coverage as this cold snap hits southern Wisconsin. We are sharing ways to stay safe over these next few days.
But first, we turn things over to meteorologist Dana Fulton, who has the latest forecast.
It is very cold outside already, and our temperatures are just going to continue to drop overnight. Our wind chills plummeting as well. Because of this, we have alert days in the forecast for tonight, Wednesday, and Thursday. We're looking at overnight low temperatures of about 26 degrees below zero. That's near record-breaking cold for tonight and for early Thursday morning. We'll be dropping close to 28 degrees below zero. Now, both mornings, wind chills could be anywhere from 30 to 50 degrees below zero, with some isolated areas getting up to 60 degrees below zero, especially in central Wisconsin. We do have wind chill warnings extended throughout the entire state until Thursday at noon. That's when we will finally start to see the wind calm down, shift directions a little bit, and our temperatures will steadily become just a little more tolerable. Right now, it feels about 25 degrees below zero in Madison, close to 26 in Mineral Point, and 31 degrees below zero in Platteville. So already very cold outside. We have a calm Doppler track, so that's the good news. Not seeing any additional flurries come through. However, blowing and drifting snow will be a concern for us tonight, and certainly could be an issue on the roadways. We are expecting our Doppler track to stay calm, at least for the next 36 hours. Our temperatures, though, I'd say would be the opposite of calm. We are going to drop quite a bit overnight, and we are going to stay down all through Wednesday and Thursday morning. But then again, the warm-up is right around the corner. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for this weekend in just a few minutes.
All right, Dana, thank you. Medical professionals recommend staying indoors if it is at all possible this week. But if you have to go outside, our Rose Schmidt shares what you need to know. Rose?
Yes, well, Eric, layers will be vital if you plan on being outside for even a few minutes this week. Make sure all of your skin is covered and not exposed to the elements. The top concerns doctors have are frostbite and systemic hypothermia, where your body's temperature goes below a level that can support life. It only takes 5 minutes for frostbite to set in when temps are below zero. And we asked some people today waiting for the bus on State Street how they will spend the rest of their week. One student told us she was glad to have her classes canceled today at Madison College.
It's canceled tomorrow and the next day, so I'm not planning on going outside. I'm planning on staying home.
I think I'm going to work from home tomorrow. Try to stay inside as much as possible.
And as those temperatures drop, make sure you're eating well-balanced meals. Nutritionists recommend eating foods that are high in iron, like red meat, fish, eggs, and oatmeal. And if you notice a tingling sensation in your fingers or toes, or if they start to turn any color other than pink, those could be signs of frostbite. Definitely cover them immediately and seek medical help.
Yeah, a lot of things to think about. Rose Schmidt in studio tonight. Rose, thank you.
Lyft is offering free rides to some of the warming shelters around Madison. Just use the promo code WIJADEN19 in the app. The Beacon reopens tomorrow morning at 7:30, but Porchlight and the Salvation Army are options overnight. There are also city and school buses at Madison Metro stops to serve as warming shelters. The buses will run tomorrow, but city offices will be closed the next 2 days. Mayor Paul Soglin says he wants to remind residents how dangerous the cold will be. He suggests staying in when at all possible and to venture out in pairs, so if something does happen, it doesn't end in tragedy.
Stay in well-lit places. Go out in pairs. If you are going out, go out in pairs, particularly if it's in the evening.
Tonight's City Council meeting has been canceled and city offices are closed tomorrow and Thursday. Trash service will go on during these next 2 days unless trucks start to break down in the cold. Many of them have never been operated in such cold weather before.
And state offices also all closed tomorrow, as is the UW-Madison campus, which officially closed at 5 this evening. Our Amanda Quintana has more on this rare decision.
The last time UW canceled classes because of weather, it was December of 2012. And the university decided to make that decision again today, canceling class from 5 tonight until noon on Thursday.
I was really happy when I found out. Everyone's talking about it.
When UW didn't cancel class yesterday or this morning, students got a little worried.
I was following the Twitter page and they didn't seem very sympathetic, so I was kind of scared.
The university made the announcement just after 10 this morning. By that time, almost 12,000 students had signed a petition asking Chancellor Rebecca Blank to close the campus.
My dorm is all the way on the lakeshore, so I have to walk 30 minutes just for one class.
And if frostbite would set it in 5, then I would probably have frostbite by the time I got to class.
That wind chill warning is what led to the decision.
We've been watching this particular situation for several days, obviously aware of some very severe temperatures that were forecast to begin Tuesday evening, and ultimately that was what led to today's announcement.
Even ahead of that announcement, journalism professor Katie Culver told her students not to come to class today.
I never had any question that the university was going to make decisions based on the safety of its students. And in fact, the messaging that came out to us was if you can make accommodations for people who can't make it in safely to class and you hold class, that please do that.
So instead of in person, Culver will do her lecture live online, tailoring her class to all students.
It's very easy to think, oh, well, you know, half of the dorms are within a 5-minute walk of my classroom. Well, not all my students live in the dorms. Some of them commute from living at home. Some of them don't have funds to buy big, expensive down coats.
A range of situations, but tomorrow we know where most of them will be.
Probably gonna be in my dorm all day, staying warm.
Of course, the residence halls, UWPD, and the dining halls are still open with a change of hours that you can check online. In Madison, Amanda Quintana, WISC News 3.
Now, the university says it is common to make the cancellation announcement closer to the time it takes effect. There are also dozens of other schools closed tomorrow. Be sure to check the list scrolling at the bottom of your screen or on our website, channel3000.com.
The cold also has area businesses closing. East and West Town malls closed at 5 o'clock tonight and will remain closed until noon on Thursday. The Janesville Mall and the Johnson Creek outlets are also closed tomorrow. Some Madison restaurants and businesses like the Old Fashioned and Overture Center are also closing early tonight and or all day tomorrow. We have a full list of impacted places closed tomorrow on our website, and that is channel3000.com. It is even too cold for the ice castles in Lake Geneva. They are closed all day tomorrow. People who purchase tickets will receive an email and text on how to receive a refund, or they will have the option to reschedule their visit. The ice castles plan on reopening Thursday, just in time for Lake Geneva's annual Winterfest.
Now, this stretch of cold weather could also lead to dangerous river conditions across southern Wisconsin and unpredictable flooding. Rock County reporter Adam Duxter shares how ice jams could become an issue. Adam?
Well, Eric, as the moving water of a river begins to ice up, those little clumps of ice can begin to bunch together, eventually even completely blocking the flow of water in the river, causing it to flood. Now, this is called an ice jam, and it's what's happening along the Rock River near Afton. The water levels there rose just 3 feet and made it into minor flooding stages just ahead of this past weekend. The DNR says this kind of activity is almost impossible to predict.
I can't imagine sandbagging during a summer flood event, but being out today or this week, sandbagging would be horrific.
Now, those water levels have started to decrease over the last couple of days, but Davis still says it's a good idea if you live near the Rock River to be prepared for a flood just in case, and that if you live there, you should be monitoring those water levels every day.
All right, Adam Duxter in our bureau in the Rock County and the Janesville Gazette. Adam, thank you.
While some of us like the cold, others try to get as far away from it as possible. Our Jamie Perez was able to do both today. She shows us how.
Well, even on days when it's negative 60 degrees outside, here inside of Chef's Ice Cream, they work in freezing conditions almost every single day. They work right inside this freezer here, and we're about to find out just how cold it really is. I'm gonna point the temperature gun. So it's hovering around negative 50 degrees in here. So that just goes to show just how cold it really is. And we actually talked to one of the employees who does this every single day.
Some employees here love working in sub-zero temperatures. Charles Coward is one of those people who just got used to it. He's been working in this freezer since April of last year. Why does he do it?
Get to be around good people and all the ice cream.
Good enough reason for me. The temperatures in this freezer usually sit around negative 25 degrees, which will actually be warmer than it will be outside tomorrow.
It's an interesting paradigm for sure.
Rob Neubauer is the boss around these parts. He says most of his employees actually prefer to work in the freezer over other jobs here.
When you can't take them away from it. It's something they really enjoy.
Now, while some people still have to work in sub-zero temperatures despite how cold it is outside, there's other places here like the Botanical Gardens where it's 80 degrees in here. You have to take your coat off and you might not even realize that you're still in Wisconsin here.
From sub-zero temperatures to tropical climates.
It is very jarring, even to walk from inside here into the lobby.
Katie Plattenberg works at the Gardens, where they have to combat the bone-chilling temperatures to keep the climate warm here throughout the year.
Right now, the water in the boilers is being heated to about 190 degrees. We actually have a weather station on the roof of the building, and then it is hooked up to a computerized system that monitors the outside temperature and the inside temperature and adjusts the heat and humidity accordingly.
So if you like the cold, maybe something like this is more of your style. Or if you like the heat but don't necessarily have enough money to escape to Hawaii or Florida, the Botanical Gardens might be a good substitute for now. In Madison, Jamie Perez, WISC News 3.
If you visit the Botanical Gardens, make sure to dress in layers. As Jamie just said, you will definitely lose some of those layers once you get there. If you are bearing the cold temperatures like the staff at Shep's Ice Cream, dress in extra layers over the next few days. And be sure to stay informed about the weather 24/7 by downloading our Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic app. Always free. Find it right now in your app store. New documents released today are providing some insight into the Jamie Kloss case.
How detectives plan to use that information pulled from our alleged kidnapper's cell phone. That is next at 6.
Authorities have examined all the call logs, photos, and videos stored on the phone of the man accused of kidnapping Jamie Kloss.
Search warrant documents filed today in Barron County Circuit Court show authorities recently searched the phone of 21-year-old Jacob Patterson. The nature of the photos and videos was not released. Other documents indicate detectives wanted to search his phone calls for logs, texts, and other messages and wanted to see where that phone was during the time that Jamie was gone. Evidence on the phone could be used to determine a chronology of events. Patterson is accused of killing Jamie's parents back in October in order to abduct her. A group of lawmakers from both political parties trying to pass legislation that would allow convicts to ask judges to expunge their records. Under it, anyone with a single conviction for a low-level, nonviolent offense would be eligible after his or her sentence is complete. Currently, a judge can order a convict's record expunged upon sentence completion if the offense is low-level and nonviolent, the offender under 25, and doesn't have a prior felony conviction. The judge must decide whether to expunge the record at the sentencing hearing.
The only grocery store in the Allied Drive neighborhood is officially open. Luna's Groceries opened yesterday on Red Arrow Trail. The grocery store is the first in the neighborhood since 2009 when Cub Foods closed. Luna's features a deli and butcher shop along with a produce and freezer section. It will also sell beer and wine.
We may be thinking warmer thoughts after we bottom out tomorrow. An end of the cold spell is actually in sight.
Dana is talking a weekend warm-up next in our first alert forecast.
Dana Fulton joining us now with the play-by-play, if you will, on what we can expect over the next 24 to 48. And a lot of us are already looking forward to the weekend. Dana.
We really are. And now, usually we like to look forward to the weekend, but we really have good news for you. By the time we get to Saturday and Sunday, temperatures are going to be in a much better place, and our wind chill not nearly as much of a factor to your comfort outside. We have a wind chill warning in effect for all of southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, central Wisconsin included until Thursday at noon. That's when we're steadily going to watch our temperatures climb to a little more acceptable level. Until then, it's going to be very cold outside, and it's going to feel very frigid outside. In fact, dangerously cold for us at times. So again, that wind chill warning goes until Thursday at noon. Our Doppler track is calm right now. Now, if you're on the roads, you may notice some blowing and drifting snow. That is a concern for us tonight, as some winds might pick up just a little more. We're going to watch that continue trend for us as we head towards your Wednesday morning and Wednesday afternoon. Blowing and drifting snow continuing to be the problem as far as any snow concerns. Otherwise, just cold air. Our front continuing to drive southeast, not bringing any moisture in, just another plunge of cold air for us for the next few days. High pressure to the northwest is going to send a westerly flow into southern Wisconsin, rushing it right in. That cold air is plunging throughout the northern Midwest. We aren't going to see a warm up until that high pressure slowly and steadily shifts to our southeast, and then we'll be on the backside of it, of course, rotating clockwise, and we start to see a little southwesterly breeze come on in, and our temperatures are going to jump quite a bit with that change in our air wind direction. And we're going to see a warm up by Saturday and Sunday. But until that high pressure moves, we are enjoying the cold weather. And I really do hope that everyone's able to stay inside as much as possible, because for your Wednesday morning, it is going to feel anywhere from 30 to 50 degrees, well below zero for much of the morning. And then we might see even a few drops from 50 to 60 degrees below zero, especially along the Wisconsin River Valley, where our temperatures settle just a little more. Wednesday afternoon, still very cold outside, even later in the day. And overnight, we're going to stay cold. By Thursday morning, we're still expecting wind chills from 30 to 50 degrees below zero. But notice off to the west, those wind chills starting to improve just a little bit by Thursday morning. They're starting to see a little more of a change in their wind direction. And that's the trend that we're going to watch later in the day on Thursday and by Friday morning for southern Wisconsin. We do have an alert day in the forecast for tonight, Wednesday and Thursday. These wind chills dangerous outside, and temperatures are going to stay well below average, near record breaking for our lows. Now, how dangerous these wind chills? When we start to see wind chills from anywhere from 40 to 50 degrees below zero, it takes just 10 minutes for exposed skin to start to experience some frostbite effects. Now, we get closer to 60 degrees below zero and even sometimes 50 degrees below zero. It can take just 5 minutes for frostbite effects to happen for exposed skin. So please seriously bundle up if you have to head outside. And if you can just stay inside, that's what I would certainly recommend. Throughout all of Wednesday, we are going to stay in that range where just a few minutes outside can be quite dangerous. By Thursday morning, we're still in that danger zone, but later in the day, notice our wind chills hop up quite a bit, not nearly as dangerous outside, still cold. But things really improving for us by Thursday night and Friday, and again for Saturday and Sunday. Thankfully, our future track is calm. We're focusing just on the temperatures for us. Throughout the day tomorrow, plan on a partly cloudy sky. It's going to be very cold in the morning. Afternoon highs will stay in the mid-teens below zero for us. And then heading into Thursday morning, another day with temperatures dropping to about 30 degrees below zero. Planning on 26 degrees below zero for us tonight. It's going to be very cold outside. I know I sound like a broken record, but hopefully it's sunk in at this point. Windy and cold tomorrow. It'll be close to about 14 degrees below zero for our afternoon high. The record low-high temperature is 1 below zero. Likely going to break that for us tomorrow. Alert days just for Wednesday and Thursday, and then temperatures will steadily warm up by Saturday and Sunday. We're talking about being close to 40 degrees. We'll cool down a little bit by the middle of next week, but a big swing in the other direction for your weekend.
The Badger men's basketball team plays at Nebraska tonight, but are they walking into a trap in Lincoln? The story's coming up in sports.
Hi, I'm Michelle Carolla. Tonight on the News at 9, we're taking a look at businesses as they continue to operate and close during this cold snap. That's first on Fox at 9.
Badger men's basketball team tips off in Nebraska just after 7 o'clock tonight on BTN. Somewhat surprisingly, the Cornhuskers are 3.5-point favorites in the game, even though they're 3-6 in the Big Ten and lost one of their top players, Isaac Copeland, for the rest of the season with a knee injury. Sounds like Nebraska's backs are against the wall a bit, and Brad Davison says, hey, join the club.
At this point of the season, everyone's got to be desperate. Everyone has that sense of urgency. You know, we're just about in February, and after February comes March, so everyone kind of needs to have that mindset. So we're sure we're going to get their best shot. We're going to get everyone's best shot, but we want the target on our back. We like that.
Quick check of the standings in Big Ten men's basketball. If Michigan beats Ohio State in Ann Arbor tonight, the Wolverines and Spartans will be tied for first. Wisconsin starts tonight at 5th place. 4th place, Maryland is at home right now against Northwestern. The Badgers host Maryland Friday night at the Kohl Center. The Prep Mania Game of the Week scheduled for Thursday night has been postponed already. Verona at Sun Prairie girls basketball won't play because of cold weather, so that makes our next webcast a week from tonight when Monroe visits Monona Grove in girls basketball. It's a heck of a matchup. UW recruit Sydney Hilliard for Monroe. Iowa recruit McKenna Warnock, who's the 3rd leading scorer in the state with over 30 points a game for MG. Monroe at Monona Grove girls basketball. It's a week from tonight, live at 7:15 on channel3000.com. Packers have a quarterbacks coach. Luke Getsy was with the Packers a couple of years ago. He was the offensive coordinator at Mississippi State last season, but Matt LaFleur brings Getsy back to Green Bay as quarterbacks coach. LaFleur has been up to his neck getting his staff together since he was named head coach January 8th. He has a connection to this year's Super Bowl, of course. He was the Los Angeles Rams offensive coordinator just 2 years ago under Sean McVay. Here's Matt LaFleur's character assessment from Rams running back Todd Gurley.
Coach LaFleur, good dude. Definitely congratulations to him. You know, it was pretty cool to be able to play with him for a year, but a good guy, smart coach, know what he's doing, and, you know, he's going to definitely lead that franchise to some wins. Just high energy, knows the offense, knows how to teach it. You know, blessing he has Aaron Rodgers, a great quarterback, Devontae Adams, a good receiver as well. Going to a good group.
It was a bad day for the weather forecasters at the Super Bowl in Atlanta. Schools were closed in anticipation of up to 2 inches of snow, but it hardly snowed, and a winter weather advisory was canceled. Some are calling it a fake snow day. If you haven't heard, the Super Bowl is on Channel 3 this year. We'll have the Rams and Patriots from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta Sunday. Kickoff scheduled for 5:30 p.m. And you can see it all right here on CBS and Channel 3. And if there are 2 things Patriots head coach Bill Belichick doesn't care for, it's the media and social media. Today, a question from a reporter made both worlds collide, and you can guess that it didn't end all that well.
It's a kind of a unique question with the social media. Could I come up there and take a selfie with you, Coach? Would that be okay?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get that later, all right?
Guess what?
It didn't happen, did it?
You wonder why the media has some questions about it?
Yeah. Well, at that, you get all kinds of media.
Yeah,
he did a good job keeping.
He smiled a little.
Just
a
a little.
A little bit of a smirk.
Just a little one. Just a little. Quick final check, Dana.
It is going to be very cold for us tonight. Also for Wednesday and Thursday, we have alert days for Wednesday and Thursday as temperatures early in the morning will be 20 to 30 degrees below zero. Wind chill warning in effect until Thursday at noon.
Thanks for joining us at 6.
Enjoy your evening. We'll see you back here at 10.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.